caller states male at the location with a hammer.
After a man killed 3 workers with a hammer at a Chinese restaurant in New York, Manuel, an undocumented Mexican working in the kitchen, feared he would be next.
I just thought to myself, this is how it all ends.
But the suspect, a white Estonian immigrant, spared his life.
He looks at me and says, no problem, China, China. He told me, no problem, China.
All 3 of Arthur Martinovich's victims were Asian men. Friends and family of the suspect say he has a history of mental illness. But he now faces a life sentence in prison without parole, including hate crime charges for targeting his victims based on race. The Southern Poverty Law Center says available data on hate crimes is unreliable, but the group paints a grim reality for people of color. The number of active hate groups in the U.S. has risen to an all-time high, driven in part by fear of the country's changing demographics.
We're going to be an extremely diverse democracy. And to have these people riled up at that coming majority is extremely problematic, because what do you do when you feel like you can't keep the majority anymore? That's when people turn to violence.
Hispanics are nearly twice as prone to violent hate crimes as non-Hispanic whites, according to the U.S. Bureau of Justice. While vastly underreported, FBI reported hate crimes were up for the 3rd consecutive year in 2017. Roughly 60% of victims were targeted due to race, ethnicity, or ancestry bias. At the Seaport Buffet restaurant, counseling foreign-born workers has become an added management responsibility.
Life is hard, but we all fighting for the same reason, as far as feeding our family, making sure our future generations do better than us.
Manuel, whose slain boss once took a chance on him, feels a responsibility to give back by sticking around and seeing the restaurant become successful again. Ramon Taylor, VOA News, New York.